Your paycheck is about to change, your healthcare costs also changing. And if you rely on food assistance, yeah, that's changing too. A massive new bill just passed the House, and it's going to impact millions of Americans in ways you probably haven't heard about yet. Trust me, some of these details will break down exactly how this affects you, from the money in your pocket to the healthcare you can access. We'll cover the winners, the losers, and why this bill adds a staggering $2.3 trillion to our national debt. Trust me, some of these details will surprise you. Let's start with your taxes, because this is where most people will feel the immediate impact. Remember those Trump-era tax cuts from 2017, the ones that were supposed to expire? Well, they're now extended through 2028. But here's what's interesting and controversial. While everyone gets to keep their lower rates, the biggest benefits still flow to high earners. We're talking about tax breaks that heavily favor the wealthy. Now, if you live in a high-tax state like New York or California, pay attention to this next part. That SALT deduction cap, the one that limits how much state and local tax you can write off, it's jumping from $10,000 to $40,000. But there's a catch. You only get this bigger deduction if you make less than $500,000. Make more than that, you're stuck with the old limit. Here's where Trump delivered on two big campaign promises. No more federal taxes on tips or overtime pay. Sounds great, right? Well, here's the thing experts are pointing out. Many low-income workers already don't owe federal income tax anyway, so this might not help as many people as you'd think. The bill also throws in some other goodies. You can now deduct auto loan interest, the child tax credit bumps up to $2,500, and seniors get bigger tax breaks. But wait, remember that carried interest loophole that lets hedge fund managers pay lower taxes? Yeah, that's staying exactly as it is. Let's talk about the cuts, because this is where things get really controversial. Medicaid is facing nearly $700 billion in reductions. Let me put that in perspective. That's more than the entire GDP of some countries. The bill adds work requirements for most adults under 65 and introduces more eligibility checks. Translation: it's going to be harder to qualify and stay qualified for Medicaid. Here's something that might seem backwards. The bill actually gives more money to states that refuse to expand Medicaid. Essentially, it's rewarding states for not providing coverage to more people. The Congressional Budget Office ran the numbers, and their estimate is sobering. 8.6 million Americans could lose their health coverage. Think that's it? Not quite. SNAP benefits, that's food stamps, are getting cut by $290 billion, with tougher work requirements for adults under 65 without kids. And if you care about climate change, this bill rolls back hundreds of billions in clean energy programs. Those tax credits for electric vehicles, energy-efficient home upgrades, and green fuel development? Gone. So where is the money going instead? Border enforcement gets a massive $150 billion boost. We're talking about finishing the border wall, hiring more immigration agents, and raising application fees. Military spending also gets a $150 billion one-time increase for shipbuilding, missile defense, nuclear weapons, and cybersecurity. But here's something completely new: Trump accounts. These are government-seeded savings accounts for kids. Every kid gets $1,000 from the federal government to start. Parents can add up to $5,000 per year, and the money can be used for education, a home down payment, or starting a business. Now here's the kicker that should make everyone pay attention. This bill adds $2.3 trillion to the deficit over 10 years. And to prevent a potential government default this summer, it raises the debt ceiling by $4 trillion. The bill passed the House with zero Democratic support. Literally not one Democrat voted for it. Now it heads to the Senate, where major changes are expected. So what do you think? Will this bill boost the economy or make inequality worse? Are the tax cuts worth the massive cuts to healthcare and food assistance? I'm genuinely curious about your perspective. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this breakdown helped you understand what's really in this bill, hit that like button and subscribe